my beautiful assistant, my 11-year-old daughter, Darby, assists me in introducing our final chef demonstration team. You know, I love Eddie Dean. I love John Bonnell. Everybody that's been up here, Enum, everybody. Just, there's something different about this one, don't you think? Oh, should I have to say it? The most beautiful tandem that we've ever had at Zest Fest. They represent Foodie Couture, an in-home cooking demonstration service. And they have said time and time again that when, not if, when they get their reality cooking television show, it's going to be called Asian for Every Occasion. And you're about to see why, and in a couple of minutes you're going to taste why. Would you please give a warm Zest Fest welcome for Uno and Liz Immanivong, Asian for Every Occasion.
Cheer myself on.
Hello. Oh my gosh, our mic's on. How about that?
We still have a few empty seats here, so come take a seat, rest your feet for the next 30 minutes.
Yes, so those of you guys that are out in the booth, we need you to abort immediately and come and watch. Again, thank you, Scott, for that introduction. My name is Uno Immanivong. I'm the founder and food artist for Foodie Couture. I go out to people's homes and teach them how to cook. So inspiring you guys to cook every day with some Asian ingredients and then taking some of the traditional things that we grew up with and making them more modern. So pretty much ourselves on a plate, and
Exactly.
today is no exception.
That's right. So what we're going to do today is two of our favorite dishes that you can actually make at home in less than 30 minutes, which is a fresh ginger spring roll with a spicy peanut sauce, and also one of my favorites when I go to Pei Wei or P.F. Chang's, I always order the chicken lettuce wraps. So I decided to make it at home myself, but it's called a Thai 5-spice turkey wrap.
Yes. It's healthier too.
It's healthier
So,
and it's spicier.
and I started wrapping a little bit here so you guys can see that even with the spring rolls, when we go to the Vietnamese places, you get 2 spring rolls for like $6. So now you can make your own at home at a fraction of the cost and put all the yummy goodness that you want in there. So let's go ahead and get started, Liz.
Yeah, so what we're going to do for the Thai 5-spice, I forgot what I'm making, turkey wraps is we're going to add 2 tablespoons of peanut oil to
Yum.
our hot wok. And then we're going to add our triad of our favorite herbs here.
And what I love about this is that you can actually make this in advance and put it in a jar. I put it in a mason jar and I could use it afterwards. Being single moms, it's always easy to find those shortcuts. And so when you put this together, you can put it in a mason jar, keep it in the fridge and take it out and drizzle it on or add it to like salad dressing, what have you. So I'll let Liz get started on that while I get started on the peanut sauce here. And so what I have in here is some peanut oil because it burns at a higher temperature. Then I'm going to add some garlic and some lemongrass. And this is our secret ingredient here is the lemongrass. And it's probably the only thing you can't find at the local grocery store. It comes like this. There's actually a big stock. Liz, how much did you say this cost?
99 cents.
99 cents for this. And it's like $2 for this, but we get this because it's actually a huge time saver. And so you go in, you get this, and you can saute it with some olive oil and stick this in the fridge too, or strain out the lemongrass and just use the oil itself for the essence of it. So I'm gonna let this simmer up for just another minute or two till it gets nice and aromatic. And then I'm gonna add in a cup of peanut butter, some tamari. I know there's some people with some gluten-free, like are allergic to gluten, so I use tamari, but you can use soy sauce as well. And then I put some coconut milk in there. Oh, I put it on myself too. I think coconut milk tastes great on everything. It's like the Asian heavy whipping cream of sorts.
Yes.
So I'll put a little bit of that in there. And then hoisin sauce. And this is a great replacement for peanut sauce if you don't have it. So I put the hoisin sauce with some sambal and put this and pair this up with my spring roll. It's fabulous. So how are you doing over there, Liz? What have you done so far?
I'm doing good. I've added the ginger, the shallot, and the garlic. And then once I let that saute for a couple minutes, I actually added 2.5 pounds of turkey so we can try to feed everybody out here, or a small fraction of you guys. So I'm gonna let this brown. It'll take probably about 5 or 6 minutes to brown. And once it does brown, what we're going to do is we're gonna add a 1/4 cup each of this Shaoxing rice wine, along with some toasted sesame oil and some soy sauce over there. And you want to make sure that you actually get the toasted sesame oil instead of pure sesame oil, because since they've toasted the sesames beforehand, this won't continue to cook, and it'll reduce and simmer in our meat. Because when we're done with this, it's going to be a sticky and sweet consistency.
I'm trying to stick these big spoons in here. It's not
It's not
working.
gonna work.
No, it's like square hole round peg here.
You done with the soy sauce?
I am.
No
There
soy
you-
sauce.
Oh, you probably need both of these actually.
I do.
There you go.
Sharing's
Making a
caring.
huge mess. Okay, so I've got some of my basic ingredients here. I've got peanut butter, soy sauce, sambal. I put a little extra sambal because it is Zest Fest and you guys want spice. I'm gonna put a little sweetener in here. It's agave nectar. You can definitely do sugar to kind of balance it out. And then some lime juice because I like the tartness that's in there. How many of you guys have used a juicer before? Awesome. So the first time I used this, I did it the wrong way. I literally put it upwards, and so the juice was flowing up, and it got stuck in there. So make sure if you get one of these, put it down towards the hole and juice it in there. So I'm gonna use a half a lime in here, and you can always adjust it to your preference. And then you can see it's gonna get nice and thick in here. I don't know if the camera can see me, but hello. I didn't know there was a camera the other day, and so I was just talking and then figured out that there was a camera above, so I wore a more concealing shirt. And now I'm gonna add a little bit of water in here, and it's gonna look a little watery at first, but it's gonna thicken up because there's starches in the peanut butter. So as I let this simmer for the next 10 minutes, you guys saw how easy that was to make. I'm gonna let it simmer and thicken up a little bit, and I'm gonna use my juicer, yes, technical term, juicer, to blend it all out and make it nice and smooth. So I'm pretty much done with this peanut sauce here.
I'm still browning my my turkey. There's a lot here. But I also forgot to mention this cooking wine here. If you can't find this, a good substitute for it is either dry sake or dry sherry. So you can also use that in as a substitute for this.
What's the alcohol content in there? Can I drink that?
Yeah, you can. You want to try it?
No. Probably not good with
Actually,
the
this
medication.
one, we can try it out and see. This is actually 1.5%, but you can actually get some of this Shaoxing rice wine up to 17%.
Yeah. Okay, so I lied earlier. I said the only thing you can't find at the local grocery store is the lemongrass, but I forgot our Shaoxing rice wine. Say that 10 times fast. So where do you find this?
At the Asian supermarket. I've actually found it over at Super H Mart in Denton Highway and also at the Hong Kong supermarket in Richardson as well.
It's Old Denton Road, just in
Old
case.
Denton
It's
Road,
not
yeah.
Denton Highway. It's Old Denton Road, right off of George Bush. So it's easy.
Actually, you know what? They actually did have some at Central Market when I went there, but they were out. So I had to use dry sake instead that day when I made it.
So sake's
So,
even better. It has
I
a
take
higher
that back.
alcohol content.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to get started on my spring roll. And I think the most intimidating part of spring rolls is using rice paper. And I don't know if my friends are out there or not, Tim and Tan. He schooled me yesterday. He said in Vietnamese it's called bang trong. I told him I'm not Vietnamese. I just call it rice paper. And so you can find this at your local grocery store. If you guys are local to Irving, in Kroger, it's right by the sushi part. And so don't mistake this for an Asian tortilla chip. Our friends did go to a Vietnamese place one day, and they brought out a bowl of water and these chips. Perplexed as they were, they dipped their hands in the water and started washing it and then eating this like chips. This is not appetizing as chips. It's got no flavor. It's like eating plastic, so don't do that.
Yeah.
But all you do is you submerge the rice paper into the water here, and I've already have one on my cutting board here, and all these fresh vegetables that we're gonna use. We call this cleaning out a refrigerator day, you know, when vegetables are sitting there for a while and you've got to use them for something. We put them on a plate, and it probably takes longer to get the vegetables prepped than actually making these spring rolls themselves. But we also call this our seasonal vegetables. So I'm going to just grab some mixed greens. You can use lettuce, anything you want. Carrots, because they're good for your eyes. At least that's what we tell our girls. And then some cucumbers in there, some cilantro, Thai basil. So we were on Channel 4 the other day, and that's the reason why I'm making this. This is different than what we made on Friday.
Yes, it
Because
is.
people come in and say, you guys kind of misled us and told us you're going to make spring rolls. And so we're actually making it today. So whoever was here on Friday, we're
Hopefully
keeping
they're
our
still
side
here.
of the story here. So here's Thai basil here. The producer asked us about this. There's so many different variations of basil out there. There's Italian basil, but this is Thai basil. It's got a licorice undertone to it. So it may have a little bit of spice and a little kick to it. I love it. If you go eat Vietnamese food, it's in the pho. I always put extra in mine. I think I take Liz's portion too. And I've got cilantro, a green onion in here. And this is soba noodles, which is a gluten-free noodles. It's made out of buckwheat, which is misleading because it's actually a seed. So it's gluten-free. If you can't find that, you can use angel hair pasta or rice noodle pasta, which is the pho pasta. So whatever you can get your hands on. And there's ginger chicken that I've sauteed here. It's just olive oil, salt, pepper, zested ginger. Here's my zester right here. I've had this one for 10 years, as you can see. It's probably got some wear and tear on it. And here's the ginger. Who here has used ginger? I love it. Do you guys not love like the depth that it gives your food? So not only is it going to be spicy, but it's got like a little bit of spice kick heat to it.
It has a good warm heat to it. This is actually the first part of my spice. So my 5-spice chicken is the warm heat from the ginger. And the other 4 is going to be my sriracha, my chili oil, my sambal, and then I'm going to top it off with some Thai chilies.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have to warn you guys that when Liz makes food, I can't feel my mouth spice. I don't know how many times she says, I want to cook for people and they can't eat her food. It's almost a strategy for her to eat more. But she does yoga, which I think she's going to show us later on.
I have a dress on today, so I don't know if I can.
So here I've got all my goodness on here.
But I've got somebody from the audience that does it really well. He may come up here and show us.
I love it. So I've got everything I need on here that I love. And all I'm going to do is, it's a third of the way up on top here. I'm going to wrap the bottom part and kind of tuck it in like a burrito. This is a Mexican burrito. Tuck in the sides. Oh,